are looking for a proper coach and they do not handle contracts and stuff like that, question their business.
If you haven't studied and you don't know what you're doing, don't advertise it.
If something happens to that client can sue that coach. And I am 100% sure that dumb pop-up coach don't know about the insurance policy.
Yeah, that was cool. Hey,
Mickey. What's happening?
Good in the self, man.
Good, bro.
Had you on.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be on again after so long, eh?
yeah.
Must I turn my?
No. What you do is you just go to your settings on top and then you change your rotation. Put your rotation on.
It should be, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, 100%. Mickey, you look like you're glowing in the dark there.
Why?
No, it's just because it's blurred behind you, but it looks good. It's cool.
It's blur. As I take it off.
No, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want. I'll just check here. We got a guest coming on, but now he's just saying that the connection. It's okay. Did you guys check the? I didn't watch it, but I don't know if you saw the results of the New York Pro.
I didn't see the results, but I was trying to look actually this morning, and I wasn't able to really see anything on Instagram. But I'm assuming that Antonio took it, eh? I'm assuming he took it.
He won, which I think was if I'm not mistaken, that's like a huge wild card because But I checked up a photo on him just now, and holy shit! I don't know if you can see. We'll put it up in the edit.
Yeah, dude, he looked crazy. He looked
crazy.
I was checking last night between him and what's it, Beef Stew or what's his name? And I was shocked, bro.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I don't know his name. Yeah.
Hey, Achi.
Yo,
What's up?
that's like
There you go.
what's happening?
How you doing, bro?
No, lekker.
I've started a nickname now. Avi says he's struggling to get connection, so I don't know if he's going to come on. I'm not 100% sure. He says he's on the road, so I don't know.
Okay.
Did you watch the New York Pro yesterday, or was it the day before, or whatever?
Results. I watched the results. Yeah. What do you guys think?
It's crazy.
Bro, I think Tonio looked amazing, dude.
No.
He did, eh?
Saw it coming from weeks
Man,
out.
is ridiculous. It's just crazy. He was miles ahead of everyone, but Stu looked good as well, eh?
Yeah, no, he looks fantastic.
If I'm not mistaken, he's a smaller guy. He's not like one of the bigger guys on stage. He's relatively. He just peeled out of his mind in the show.
Tonio or
yeah, Tonio.
Yeah, Tonio wasn't one of the biggest guys, but he was definitely the most proportionate.
Yeah, I mean, in this photo, I don't know if you guys can see on the thing, but his abs are ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy, dude. Yes.
Crazy shit. Do you know who was all in the lineup? Because I actually don't know who the guys were.
Yeah, I don't know much of those guys, eh?
Yeah, they're not. It wasn't like the deepest lineup, but it looked
deep lineup.
Good on him. So yeah,
Max Charles didn't make it into the first call out.
Yeah, no, he didn't make it to the first call out, and he was like, I mean, Max Charles has been to the Olympia and shit, right? So, like,
did he not?
A top contender.
That's crazy. These new guys coming in. There's so many new open bodybuilders coming in that are crazy. It's mad, absolutely mad. I actually saw a video of that. I'm trying to think who he was standing next to now. I saw a video of that Good Vito, that Russian guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He was doing just like a front double bicep, and I think he was standing next to, I forget who he was, but holy shit. If that guy comes in like proper in the next, in this year, I think he's going to really do well. I think he'll actually do better than, what's his name, Krizo. Because, the hype was all around Krizo and whatever, which he's also crazy, but I think he'll actually do better.
Yeah, his shape is better. His shape is much better.
Yeah, his shape is better, definitely. You got like those high lats, but his width is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's
So, yeah. So actually, let me pull this up now because I know Ahmad actually brought up a topic for today that I thought would be pretty cool, seeing as everyone's coaches on here. So this was this was his. Actually, you know what, Ahmad? Why don't you just start us off?
You're the host of the podcast, bro. So you can.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what you want to talk about. So, but it is a good topic. It's important. So we can go through it.
So basically, what I want to chat about is coaching. So first of all, starting off, I think the best way to start this topic off is discussing clients and let's just say the general population having respect for our profession
Oh yeah.
as trainers and coaches, like both. Okay, because there's a difference between being a coach, an online coach, and a personal trainer. Obviously, the one's more impersonal, so that's more hands-on, and obviously, online coaching, everything's done virtually or done via an app or however methods you use. But yeah, so that's what
Yeah.
I'll discuss first. You guys can go ahead first and express yourselves because I'm gonna rant about this.
Oh, bro, you and me, we've got a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about.
Well, what's the maybe before we get into it, what's the like in your personal space, what's the problems you've seen with it? Like what's the actual issues that you've seen? It's just so everyone else can get a better understanding of what you mean.
Yeah, like I mean, what like I said, like the respect for a profession on its own. Yeah, like everybody thinks, oh no, this guy is just a personal trainer or he's a coach, or they don't see it as a job title as big as others. Like I mean, freaking hell! I mean, if you go see a doctor for a consultation on its own, um, what you're gonna pay for even if you just see the oak for like freaking 15-20 minutes, what you're gonna pay?
100%.
You're gonna pay probably like what, $500 up just for the consultation.
Yeah, just for the consultation alone.
So we okay, I understand like doctors and stuff, you spend time getting the qualification, you spend the time studying and stuff like that. But we do the same thing. But also this is where the issue comes in. I think this is where the fitness industry is dropping the ball a bit as well, especially when it comes to institutions like just handing out certificates. I mean, it's like so easy to get the freaking personal trainer's
It is.
qualification. I mean, you can do it. Apparently, you can do it online now. Like, I'm not really. I mean, I got my qualification back in 2014, 2015. Apparently now you can go online and do like a 3-month course, and then you're
A
qualified.
3-month course.
Yeah, like online, like just
Easy.
3 months and then done. Boom.
It's very easy. It's very
I didn't even know that.
You might as
Yes,
well go to the freaking Pick n Pay, buy a cereal box, and get your freaking qualification out of the cereal box.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's very easy. It's like buying a driver's license.
That's
easy.
ridiculous.
It's very
But
easy.
that's-
The exact same thing.
That's where the problem starts, first of all. But yeah, like I'm just like for me, people need to respect us as professions as well a bit more. But also like it's the way the profession is also being handled by people who's coming into the industry. Everybody thinks personal training is a get rich quick thing.
It's
That's
like
also a big thing.
100%. Like I've got like, okay, look, I'm not taking away from anybody, but obviously no filters, right? The issue that I also have is like, and this is a recurring thing, you see these guys that's up and coming coaches, they've competed once and now I'm an online coach, right? All right, bet. What do you know, bro? Other than the stuff that your coach has taught you to get onto stage. So you're going to go apply that exact same methods that your coach has helped you to get on stage to another athlete, to 3 athletes, to 4 athletes, to 5 athletes. Copy and paste the diet protocols, the gear plans. It's copy and paste everything, right? And none of the athletes are either progressing, they're not getting places on stage. And that's the issue that I have. Like, you competed once, bro. Now you're a coach. And like, yeah.
If you're a bodybuilder, have they done bodybuilding competitions? If not, how can they help you if they haven't experienced themselves? Next, have they got experience coaching other people? It's one thing to coach yourself and to be successful, but do you know how to coach others? If they have coached others, how many? And what do those people say about the coach?
So that's one thing as well. Like I mean, like I said, these pop-up coaches. This is another thing. There's a whole lot of things to unpack about this topic.
Yeah,
This is
it's a
another
lot.
thing. This is so what leads to the disrespect for our profession. Is these pop-up coaches. I mean, everybody's a coach nowadays. I mean, you've done it like Blaine said. Now you do one show and now you're a coach. Or now you get these guys. I mean, no disrespect. I mean, well, listen. If it's gonna hurt your feelings, then if the shoe fits, wear it, princess.
Honorable Speaker, I never mentioned anyone. But if the shoe fits, wear it.
100%.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it as it is.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you competed for a while, and that's fantastic. But you do not have a qualification to coach people. You don't. Doesn't mean you've done multiple competitions. Yes, okay. Yes, maybe you've done well. Fantastic, cool. And you have another job in freaking finance, or you were freaking someone's admin. And now, just because you've done a couple of shows, now you're a coach as well. Offering like chips and cheese for coaching. I mean, come now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
So look-
just because you've done a couple of shows and now you think you know nutrition, just because you know your body, yes, you've achieved something fantastic, cool. But I mean, if you really want to do this thing, I mean, respect us guys who actually make a living from this, who's actually
100%.
poured and invested in this industry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taking away from us. Like honestly, it's taking away from us because now, what that does, like let me justify what I'm saying, is what that does is if you are now doing that, you have a job in something else, you're not in the fitness industry, and you're now offering coaching services at freaking ridiculously cheap prices. What that does is it gives clients the image of what personal training is, how much it should be, what the value of it is. Where it's not. We spend time doing these things. When we develop plans, it takes time to do these things. We're investing time. We're spending time developing these plans. We're not just okay, I've done this. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna tell you, okay, you can do this. Eat your chicken, rice, and broccoli, or eat your broccoli or just cut your carbs. I
Yeah.
mean, come now.
Well, it's funny. I feel like a real doer now studying that I studied for 3 years. I could have done it in 3 months.
And you see,
Yeah, but you need to understand those 3 months courses is not accredited here in South Africa because they do these online courses like Shaw academies and stuff like that. That's accredited maybe like just in the UK. It's not accredited in South Africa. And that's why they take those 3 months course and just pop up as a coach, like Blaine said. They do one show and just be the best. They I don't know, man. It is ridiculous. I understand what Ahmad said. Taking food from other coaches, long study works from the table, but the industry is totally tough nowadays. Like really.
How does I don't know much about Trifocus. How does that work? Is that online or is it in?
Trifocus you do get online as well, but if you do those 6 months courses or those year, it's not the full accredited course. So yes, you can do personal training, but you're not like fully highly qualified, like an exercise science and stuff like that.
Yeah. But
And
then
that is what the clients don't know if they're looking for a personal trainer or online coach. The clients don't know that.
So does Trifocus offer like proper like 3 years courses or like okay, so they offer
Depends on the course that you go for, 100%.
Okay.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
why they break it off into packages. That's why they break it off like into like 3 months, 6 months, year, 2 years.
Yeah.
They break it all up into packages. And what is this Doers is going to do? I'm going to take a 3 months course. I'm going to do it and I'm the best coach ever.
Yeah, because it's easy. But it's like what Mickey said though, right? Like that's what people don't know, right? When looking for a personal trainer, it's almost like when you go to a doctor, you don't ask him how long did you study or where did you get your degree, you know?
Exactly.
So that's why people won't come to us and be like, how long did you do your personal training course? Like, what do you know about exercise science, or what do you know about, how the body works, or what
That's very
is gonna
true.
work for me? They just oh, okay, cool, you got your degree or you got your certificate, so you must know what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna go with it.
But here's
No, that's true.
like
No one asks you that shit, unless you show it to them on your your thing. That's very true.
so yeah, but that also like I mean that also leads like I mean it's also client's responsibility to do your due diligence on who you want to hire as a coach. But you see that's where like I mean it's like I mean like it's all like a domino effect of how one thing affects the next. Over how like I said like I mentioned that it's like it's how clients perceive personal training. It's just like, I mean, oh, you don't really need a qualification to do personal training. No, you do. You need to understand physiology. You need to
Yep.
understand nutrition. These
You
things, like,
need to understand the basic anatomies and stuff like that. You need to understand.
You
that.
need to 100%. You need to know, like, if a client is if a client just had a back injury and they want a personal trainer, you need to know what you can do to help that client to not affect his back, or to help him, to possibly improve, get stronger, this and that. And the next thing, you can't just go to any Dick, Tom, and Harry that you find on the side of the road and be like, dude, I want you to be my personal trainer. You're going to end back up in hospital 2-3 weeks down the line again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you guys think that maybe?
Sorry, man. They also don't know the difference between personal training and online coaching.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
There's a difference because most of these online coaches don't have qualifications.
Yeah, dude, that's true.
They do the copy and paste, and that is what frustrates me. We won't know as coaches that studied for 4 years, 5 years down the line, and have qualification for 12 to 15 years, and then they pop up, do one show. We coach them as professional coaches, coach them, and they do our programs and copy and paste, and that's it. That is bullshit. I'm totally onto that. That's bullshit. They basically use you, but we don't know. We're so vulnerable and open-hearted and want to help these athletes. And those athletes just take those our programs, our meal plan and stuff like that. But then their clients don't understand and know, okay, where did you get this? Did you just thumb suck this shit up? Or did you really sit down and work my calories out and work my body fat, my proteins, everything out? You see, so they just copy and paste. Just copy, paste, send it off, edit it, all those shit. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And now AI is also in the role. ChatGPT, you can just say vegan diet, vegan high protein diet, blah blah blah. Pop up, got it, copy, paste, send
Training
it.
programs as well.
Hi. Can you please help me create a weekly meal plan for dinner, and then create a grocery list from that meal plan? Boom. Sure. Here's a sample weekly meal plan for dinner. Monday.
Yeah.
Then they pay these pop-up coaches, online coaches, $500, $400. Ridiculous, man. That's not how. Look,
Yeah.
we can rap on and on. They can hate us whatever they want to. We just need to raise our voices now. It's nothing about jealousy and stuff like that. It's just they use like professional coaches, and they use all those methods and all our hard work to put the copy and paste it and put it to their client.
Yeah. And Mickey, it's like Ahmad said, at the end of the day, what you're saying, it all comes down to respect, right? It's like respect for us that's been doing it for so long. I mean, I even know, I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but I even know some of my athletes that do that as well. Like I've seen their athletes come to me with the exact same plans that I've given that athlete, you know? And I'm like, hey yo, what the fuck? Like, and now you taking credit for this? I sat and worked out your plans for you. Not for the next guy that's got an overactive thyroid. Now you're giving him the same diet plan. How do you expect this person's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can go on and on and on and on and on about this. Like,
But you understand how this affects the market. This is what they need to understand. It affects the market. It affects us. And because now these clients come and they come and ask us what do we charge, and we give them the rates that we charge. And there's a reason why. I mean, like, why we charge the rates we charge. I mean, because everything is done per individual.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not something that has been given, and like it's not a duplicate. It's 100% personalized to you as an individual. We spend time investing in you. So that's where, like, I mean, how, like, that's the one thing, how I say how it affects the market, because then it also comes down to, like, Mickey, I don't know about you and Blaine, when it comes to contractual agreements. I mean, if you are as in a profession, I'm sure you must have business policies and things like that set in place.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's a business you're running. So I don't know, like, this I'm speaking from my side of things, because that's how it's set up. Like, I mean, I need a contingency plan. I need to have a plan set out for my financial year. Remember, I have bills and stuff I need to pay as well. So I need to run a business. Remember, this is a business I'm running. It's not just just coaching these people just for fun. You understand? So I mean, this is what these guys are not understanding as well, that you need to have these things set in place. And when clients, I'm now reaching out to the clients out there and whoever's watching this thing. I mean, if you are going to sign a contract, if you read through a contract, read through the thing carefully. If you sign it, abide by the thing, man.
Yeah. Abide
by it. I mean, the same thing if you go take out the freaking cell phone contract and you read through the contract. Are you not going to abide by that thing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I just want to look to maybe to secure you if clients maybe take like 3-month contracts, 6-month contract, a year contract. I'm not 100% sure how you work with your contract or Blake. Do you think about maybe putting into that clause of if you cancel, you take a 6-month contract out. If you cancel in that 3 months, like you need to give notice period like a month before the time, and if you cancel, you can't get your amount back. Like for instance, if you paid a full amount, like your full payment, you're upfront 6 months.
But now you see, that's the thing is like now. I 100% understand where you're coming from. That's exactly what you should do. I mean, contracts it must be done in a full circle. What you're saying.
I'm sure you. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. But I'm sure all you guys have that type of clause in your contracts, or not?
Like a notice of cancellation. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, have to have. Yeah, because otherwise I can up and leave at any point in time.
That's what I'm saying. And I mean, because then it'd be pointless having a freaking contract. I mean, it's
there's no point. Yeah.
Because that's my thing is then like what gets me the most is people that sign these things and they read these things, but then they want to jump off the system. Then they want to tweak the contract and say, oh no, but listen, it doesn't work that way. You have signed and you've agreed to the terms and the conditions.
Yep.
Let me tell you, our South Africans, they're not going to care about contract. You show me one South African they're going to care about the contract. Even cell phone contracts, insurances, anything. They're going to sign it. They're not going to read terms and conditions. They're just going to sign it, go on with it. If something happened along the road, they're just going to cancel, and they're always right. Your clients is always right.
Yeah, and it's like you said, Mickey, they don't care about contracts, right? So it's going to come down to a he said, she said thing. Oh, but you didn't say this. Oh, but you said that and you didn't say this. You know, even though the contract says that, the client will always be like, but you didn't say so.
But
That's
the
generally
that's the whole point of a contract. I mean,
no. You're right.
Yeah. Look, like I said, they're not gonna abide to our contracts. Not any contract in general. They're just gonna go with the flow, like Blaine said, he said, she said. I just think that there is basically nothing that we can do at this stage as a fitness coach. All that we can do is just try to progress and to secure our contracts at the best of our ability.
Yeah, and you also have to explain.
But
Then just sit down and rather explain exactly what's in that contract, so they know exactly what it is.
but
Because they're not going to read it. Because you guys have signed contracts before, or signed something, or filled in information before where you didn't read every little tiny thing. It's human nature. You just want to get it over and done with. But also at the same time, I also think there's like a little bit of a silver lining with all this. Is that all these online coaches are going to come in and come out and whatever, and personal trainers, and at the end of the day, it'll all come down to the results. So if they're good at what they do, they're going to have good results. If they shit at what they do, they're going to have shit results. And also, when they do have shit results, it actually just makes you look better, because if they're having shit results and you're having good results, guess where that client's going to go? So, but I get you with regards to finances, like that I understand, because if you go to the shops and bread is R2, and at the other shop it's R8, you're gonna go to the shop that sells R2, of course. I mean, it's just fucking, it's general knowledge.
At the same time, but then you pay R2 quality though, right? The bread's probably going to be very doughy.
Exactly.
It's going to have a weird taste, a weird smell, or whatever the case may be, right? If you go and you look at us as online coaches, right? Sure, cool. We might be charging a little bit more than than a pop-up coach, right? But look at our clients. Look at the results that we've presented. Look at the athletes that we've put on stage. Look at the overall winnings. Look at all of that. I mean, Mickey, you just had a crazy showing with one of your athletes not too long ago. That's things that we have that the client should look at. So rather invest in a coach that's got like real solid athletes with, overall placings. We've got pro athletes. We've got this and that. Then a guy that just prepped, just stepped on stage, but he's charging R400. You're going to get a R400 service, my dude. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy that does not know the difference between A and B, can't answer your questions. He can't tell you what's better to take, why I'm rather doing this instead of this. He's just telling you, trust me, this is what I'm giving you. Just follow the protocol, follow the plan, right? That's what you're going to get. You're not going to get a coach that's going to give you actual advice, that's going to teach you, going to tell you, this is why I'm doing this. This is your specific, diet for your body type. You're not going to get that.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, it's important for the clients just to ask questions beforehand as well. Ask about references, ask about degree, because it is something that you need. Well, the thing is, you don't need it because there's so many guys that don't have it, but there's a huge difference there. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's the overall advice I'd give, is just ask your coach exactly, who they've coached before, or just to get some type of reference from them or reference from other people. 100%. Ask for their degree. If it's a 3-month little degree, chances are, not all the time, you never know, that could have been in the industry for 20 years, but chances are he's not going to be as good as the guy that's been in it for so long. So
yeah.
But yeah, I get where you guys come from, because I've also seen, especially lately, like with a lot of guys, and especially young guys, like just out of school and whatever, they wouldn't even have had the time to study it yet, and they like online coaches. And I'm just like, the problem is, even if you know more than the guy, like somehow you've been studying it personally, whatever, even if you know so much more than the other guy, it's a cuck look.
I mean, it's not even just
You
that.
know?
You know, like for myself personally, right? I mean, I started, looking into bodybuilding and stuff when, even Achi, when you were still living in Kimberley, right? When you were training with Giovanni and Dieter was still there, when I would still see you guys at the gym, right? That's when I started, because I was looking up to these guys in the gym. I mean, these guys were like monsters, right? Like Ahmad, these guys were all walking around there. I was like, I want to be like Ahmad one day, legit. So I was looking into things. Oh, your eggs is your protein and this and that. But I no way, shape, or form could advise another person that this is what you have to do, right? Like, it takes time. And that's what people don't understand. You need to learn. You need to, you need to literally understand how certain things work, how different people's body types work. You cannot just straight off the bat do one show and then you somehow understand the physiology and this is how this works. And that's how, okay, I'm going to give you this and you can't, like if you haven't studied and you don't know what you're doing, don't advertise it. Take the time to learn, take the time to see what you're doing, know what you're doing, to understand what you're doing.
Yeah. Sorry, going back to my last point, I actually I completely went blank when while I was talking. What I was actually saying is for the like these younger guys that are doing it, and they just come out of school or whatever, and they haven't even done their degree or they're not doing their degree. Also, you can be held liable to, not legally really, but you can affect someone. You could give some bad fucking advice.
Hold up.
Especially if you're taking people on for shows. You can give some people some really bad advice, and then
Hold up. You can't be. You can't be legally liable for that. You can't.
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. If there's no contract signed and stuff, I'm saying, like, because a lot of
That is what secures you. The contract secures you. And just to go back to what Mickey was saying about you can't do anything about. You can do something legally. If someone has signed a contract, you can do something legally to hold them liable for what they've signed for.
100% you can. Yeah.
100%. But I'm saying a lot of guys don't sign. They don't hand contracts to their clients. They just say, "Oh yeah, I'll train you, no problem."
That's where you need to understand the difference. That's where why I'm saying why I'm mentioning this. As I said, reaching out, speaking to the people who's listening to this, and guys who's now interested in becoming coaches, people who's looking for coaches. Understand that if you are looking for a proper coach and they do not hand you contracts and stuff like that, question their business a little.
Of course.
Question it a little bit. Even though if they're charging you a freaking amazing fee, and yes, maybe the guy might be a fantastic coach, he has fantastic results, but question it a little bit, because it can go either way. It can either go, you can be held liable, or you can be the one holding someone liable.
Yeah. So again, go back to the contract.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the pop-up coaches or the client themselves?
I'm saying that these like the pop-up coaches that are gonna whatever, they don't even have a contract. They just give some advice to someone and they say, "Oh, I'll prep you for the show, no problem." Also, you can also like affect that person badly if you give them some fucking bad advice. Take 3 diuretics 4 days out from a show every day. Shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then you're
liable for that.
fucking...
Yeah.
And
That's
this is
a
what the
different
client.
topic, eh? Completely different topic. The things that I've heard, that's like, and from these pop-up coaches, the things that they've given certain athletes, and I mean, that's a completely different topic.
That's totally. Look, on a client perspective and a pop-up coach perspective, that client don't know this pop-up coach qualifications and whatsoever and blah blah blah. It's just copy and stuff. If something happens to that client can sue that coach, and I am 100% sure that dumb pop-up coach don't know about the insurance policies. Don't know about the insurance. You need to cover as a coach. You need to cover yourself. And a pop-up coach, I don't think he will cover himself. You are not smart to cover.
Look, at the end of the day, I think what separates a good coach from just a pop-up coach is that us as the good coaches care about our athletes, right?
Yeah.
We care about our athletes. We love our athletes. We want to see them progress. We invest in that athlete. We want them to be successful. Whereas a pop-up coach sees a paycheck, and that's that. That's all that a client is to them. Is the extra 800, 1,000, 1,500, and however much they're charging. That's what they are. So you don't hear from this coach up until the 25th. Hey, but here's your invoice. Boom. That's that. Whereas us as a good coaches, we check in with our athletes, you know. How are you doing? How are you feeling mentally? How are you doing through the prep? You know, is there anything that you're struggling with? Tell me where you're at right now. That's what, you know, people that are looking into getting a coach, that's what they need to look for. That's what they need to find, you know. Ask the questions. As a coach, to whichever, you know, individual out there is looking for a coach, ask questions. Find out. Like, don't just look at it and take it. You know, do your research.
On that note, don't be the one expecting the questions to be asked. If you have questions, ask. Don't sit there with your mouth full of teeth and just be quiet. As I've heard and I've seen multiple times how clients, especially they're asking other coaches, listen, do you check in on your clients? Whatever. And then you yourself haven't done check-ins with your own coach. You must understand, we as coaches, we're not babysitters. We're not spoon feed you like.
No, for sure.
And we're not freaking crystal ball readers. We can't read your mind or read your energy that something's wrong or something's off. If you don't say anything, how are we going to understand or know what's going on?
Yeah. Look, there's so many avenues to this conversation that we could be here for three fucking hours. But it's
And that's why Ahmad said we have to make it longer.
yeah.
This can go on. Hey, this can go on. There's so much to cover.
Well, we can do a part two. We can do a part two of the podcast as well. But and we can cover those other things. Like I said just now, and everyone was like, oh, you know, that's a completely different topic of giving bad advice. The thing is, if you like don't know what you're doing and you're like, oh, let me make some money, like you said, Blaine, about just seeing a paycheck, chances are you're not going to give a fuck about the client.
No.
Okay. And your advice, even if you think it's right, maybe it's not because you don't have the qualification. You don't understand what's going on. Imagine that client fucking anything, you know, you recommend doing fucking this and he breaks his arm or he collapses on stage or anything hectic like that. First of all, you as the coach, you fucked. First of all, no one's going to ever want to come to you ever again because you don't know what you're talking about. And you've just, you know, harmed someone that didn't need to be harmed. But I get where you guys come from, where your frustration is, because it's kind of the same in every industry, you know. These guys that come in and they don't know actually what's happening, and they come in, they maybe got some good marketing skills and whatever, and their prices are you know, low, and they fuck up the market a bit. But yeah, I guess I don't think we'll ever stop it, you know. You can't really stop it. It'll always happen. But it's good to inform people, okay, don't, you know, look this way and, you know, don't be fooled. Yeah.
In the online industry, I feel this way. South Africa is like the jungle out there. We the animals, we just have to fight for our spots. That's
fucking true.
I'm going to put it straight away like that. We just need to hustle hard and do our
100%.
Like myself, I'm talking about myself now. I insure my clients, right? If anything happen, we have us, not proper coaches, us professional coaches have insurance. That's why we take insurance out. Anything happens to your client is insured. Now your client don't know that at all. So he's just gonna grab any Tom, Dick, and Harry, and I'm just gonna go with him. You get sick, you break your arm, leg, or whatsoever, you need to pay out of your hospital bills and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have the influencers. Influence. Let's not even go there. Like listen. bro, when
Yeah.
like I get hot flashes, bro. Like I promise you. Plus, you must know I'm now. We are now. It's now 8 weeks into prep, bro. Oh, I need to calm myself down. Something like, listen, just breathe, bro.
You're talking about just the like influencers they're kind of just models and shit, and then all of a sudden, hey, buy my 8 week program or whatever. There's a
then the
lot of
coaches
those.
as well, and the coaches as well, bro. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
And
But
then
look, at the end of the day, like Mickey said, sorry?
the stuff that they are saying.
Oh yeah, and it's like completely, yeah, 100%.
And they make it sound so cool. And the videos, I'm like, bro, listen, you.
I have to agree with Ahmad on this one. Hey, like, I'm gonna leave it there.
The thing is,
No.
it's like I said, it's always gonna happen. It's always gonna happen. So I wouldn't say we're sitting here complaining, but it's
Now we're venting.
trying to inform
No, we're
people.
painting. Yeah, that's what.
But it's we're trying to inform everyone. We're trying to inform people. Look for these certain things. But like Mickey said, bro,
Look, the thing
fucking
is,
bring it
right,
on. Bring it on, because all you got to do is fucking fight for it and be better. Be 100 times better than them. Outsmart them. Simple.
Let me tell you, in South Africa, this is not a jungle, bro. This is a fucking zoo. A fucking zoo. Yeah.
But it's like Mickey said, bring it on. And there is nothing we can do about it, right? So at the end of the day, it's like we can't, at the end of the day, stress over things that we can't control, because we can't control it, right? We can only stay in our own lane, focus on our athletes, and make sure that our athletes are progressing. And in that, right, like a client or the right clients will come to us. And look, me as a coach, right, I've got no gripe if a client leads me and goes, for example, to Mickey or to Ahmad, because at the end of the day, that client, we didn't gel, right? So if that means that a client's going to go to one of you guys and they're going to gel with you 100%, because I still care for that athlete. Nowadays, you get coaches, a client leaves and goes to another coach that they know. They still got beef with that coach, I'm like, at the end of the day, a good coach wants that athlete to succeed. Now, at the end of the day, a good coach wants that athlete to succeed. That shouldn't affect the relationships that you have with other coaches at the end of the day. Because if you want to see your respectable coaches succeed as well, it all falls in the same circle, right?
Of course.
100%, yeah.
Of course.
So,
and also, there's a lot of I don't know. I don't really understand it. Well, I do. I mean, it's like I said again, it's in every industry, but there's always like this fucking like weird like beef between coaches. There's like this weird like animosity to it. It's just like what is that gonna do? You're either good at what you do and your clients do well, or they don't. By beefing with another coach, it's not gonna fucking help you in any way, shape, or form.
and
You know what I mean?
it also doesn't make you look good either.
No, it makes you look like a doers, 100%. What's the point? I don't understand. But you know what it is? It is the industry we're in. It's an ego thing. It's an ego contest. It's like a fucking, who's the best, who's the biggest, whatever.
That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because, bro, like you as a coach, you don't really have control over what your client's gonna do. I mean, it's your client's responsibility to execute the plans and execute what you tell them to do. So
that's another thing.
You're only as good as your client, and your client's only as good as you are at the end of the day. I mean, if your clients executing your plans 100% to the T, and you are a fantastic coach, you know what you're doing, you nail everything to the T, then things are gonna run up. Guys, if you are looking for coaches, do your due diligence.
Yeah, exactly.
Do your due diligence on your coaches. Get the proper information and understand the process, understand your coach. Also, pick the right coach. Make sure you gel. Yeah. So, I'm not sure like how Mickey and Blaine feels. Same. There's a process I go through. I don't just take on any clients. I need to understand that, make sure that our relationship works. and also that I can understand and I can trust the client, especially with handing over protocols and stuff like that. Like like Blaine has mentioned, I've also had multiple times people come over to me just to take protocols and then leave.
Yeah.
You get a lot. You get that a lot in the industry. That happened with me a lot, and it's actually quite frustrated. But that's why what you said. I also have like the tours and stuff like that. I don't take if someone is out like 4 weeks out and stuff like that. I don't want. I'm not cocky or anything, but I'm not gonna take you just on from another coach and you jump to me and you're 4 weeks out. I'm not gonna take you on because I have protocols as well. I have deadlines, and I need time to understand your body, and I need time to put my protocols into place as well. If you know, understand, because that's why I'm not rejecting them. I'm just saying no, like that is too soon. I can't do it, and that is what pop-up coaches do. Say like 3 weeks. You 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out. No, come to me. I'll charge you $850. I'll charge you $800. I'll do you out the jump. It doesn't work like that. We as professional coaches, we need time. Like athletes that wants to compete, we need time to understand the body.
And
Yeah.
that's what you need to understand is as clients and stuff like that. I mean, athletes, if you want to compete, take the time. Don't wait for the show to be 10 weeks, 12 weeks away, and then want to jump on with a coach. It takes time. It takes time for a coach to understand the body, to understand what works for your body. It's not just. It's not a simple thumb tucking thing. It's something it takes time to understand. It's a process. Like even 12 weeks, bro. 12 weeks, it's not enough. Like I mean, some people need more than 12 weeks, especially if there's work that needs to be done. If there's improvements that need to be done, especially if must remember what certain criteria and stuff. Okay, let's mute. Blaine wants to talk.
Can you hear me? Is it better? Right. Like what Ahmad was saying, right? I have to add on to that because a lot of times when you have the clients, they go to the pop-up coaches, right? And then the pop-up coach fucks up. Then it's like 8 to 10 weeks out. Now they come to us and we need to redo that. And realistically, how must we redo that and fix another coach's mess from about 8 to 10 weeks? Potentially, it can only get worse because now we need to, well, not necessarily worse, but we can't understand your body within 8 weeks of a show when you've already been prepping for what, almost about 10 weeks or so, right? So now you give us 8 weeks and we got to fix this. How realistically, how must we do that? Number one, we need to get to know how your body works. Then we need to play around with different protocols, nutrition-wise and supplementation-wise and this and that and the next thing. Your body is either going to take to it or it's not. So we stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's a 50% chance that you're gonna get to stage and you're gonna look 1,000 times better, you know. And then that puts us under a lot of stress and under a lot of pressure. So again, it comes down to a client: do your due diligence, find the right coach, make sure that you gel, but most importantly, make sure that that coach knows what they're talking about at the end of the day.
Now, just to end off again, guys, please respect our professions as coaches and personal trainers. We are dealing with more than just your training. We are dealing with your health. We're dealing with your mental state. There's a lot of things we're handling. So if you're going to get a coach, get a personal trainer, do your due diligence, respect the profession, and respect the process.
Yeah.
There's an end of it.
100%. Okay, well said. Sweet boys, so
Cool.
I'll see you next week.
Awesome one.
Boom.
Safety boys.